Time now for the Comfort Zone, sponsored by John C. Flood. We do it all.
Today in the Comfort Zone, we're talking about the electrical system in your home. And here with his tips is Chris Thompson, Vice President of Marketing with John C. Flood, HVAC, Plumbing, and Electrical. Always great to see you, Chris.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
You know, this is a really important topic. I'm so glad we're talking about this today because everyone has one. Everyone needs to know how it works and why sometimes it goes off, because breakers tripping. It's annoying. We all hate it. Dad has to run down to the basement or outside. But you say that that's actually what it's meant to do?
I mean, that's really its only function in life, is it protects the home and its security. So if you got all these circuits in your home and you got all these appliances running, if you got too many of running at the same time, rather than these wires overheating and potentially leave it to your imagination what that could lead to, it'll trip the fuse and shut the power down. So it's a safety mechanism that's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And it can be frustrating because obviously it can happen at a very inconvenient time.
Yes.
Maybe in a really important program and you're just about to get the who did it.
Oh, we've all seen those videos. Yes, exactly. That is the worst. So it is avoidable is what I'm hearing. So what are some tips to avoid that, outage in your home?
Well, the first thing is, I mean, kitchens are a big culprit, but one thing is we had the same thing just recently happened. Is we got the fancy coffee maker, we got the fancy machine that makes drinks.
Ooh.
We have one that heats your water. They got the fancy countertop stove that does all these things, but they're also energy hogs. So you turn one on, you got your coffee going, you go and turn the microwave on, goes off. So what you can do is just make sure you can spread it around. I mean, some places like ours is a small place. There's not a lot of places you can change because some larger kitchens have outlets that are on different circuits.
Yeah.
So what it is, you just kind of move them around and find out maybe if you get it to a different circuit. So what you want to do is not have all these appliances kind of going through that one circuit, because that's just going to keep tripping it.
Oh.
In our situation, our entire kitchen was on one.
Okay.
Including we had one in our living room that also would go out, which had our internet. So what do you kind of move them around, but if that's not the case, what you need to do is call somebody and come out to an assessment to see if you need an additional circuit. Maybe it can be added to your existing panel, or you need to upgrade it.
I didn't know that was possible. You can just add another circuit to make sure that...
If you've got a new enough panel, yes. I mean, a lot of these homes are older, so the panels are not quite susceptible to additional circuits.
Right, but finding out is as simple as a phone call.
Yeah, we can help you with that.
I love it. So you talked about, spreading the wealth when it comes to plugging things in. Could maybe like an extension cord be helpful with that? You're laughing, so I'm taking it that's a no. I know you well enough by now.
I mean, extension cords come in very handy for certain times. I mean, you got Halloween or Christmas when people start going Griswold, and that's when I have a friend at his Halloween
decorations.
Anything
from that movie.
It's like, don't do it, because you plug an extension cord and you plug a power strip into a power strip into a power strip, and that's just asking for problems.
Okay.
Extension cords can be sort of a short-term help if needed, but it's definitely not a long-term permanent solution. If you need to use extension cords, chances are you maybe need additional outlets or more outlets and additional circuit, or you need to upgrade your panel.
And again, it's as simple as a phone call to see if that can be added to your home. What are the signs that it's time for an electrical upgrade overall, not just with additional circuits?
Well, if your panel keeps tripping,
okay,
and you certainly know that, if it does it weekly, there's a problem. And you really need to get that fixed. And any of these homes before the 70s, they were not prepared when they were building these circuit boards or circuit panels to have all these really high wattage appliances, your smart TVs and all these gaming systems and EV chargers and all that. Back then they didn't have those.
Right.
So these panels were not really designed for these really super high wattage appliances. So the challenge is a lot of these homes do have old ones, unless you had one with the last 10 or 20 years, it should be fine. But chances are, if it's going to trip a lot, I mean, and you don't want to mess around and just keep tripping it and resetting it, tripping it and resetting it, because that's going to be an ongoing problem, and it's very frustrating. And the best thing to do is just call a licensed electrician, have them come out and do an assessment. I mean, our technicians, they have like a little infrared camera they can put in your panel.
Oh, wow.
And if they see like the dark orange or red, like the heat signatures on your panel, that just means there's a problem.
Okay, so it sounds like it's important to make sure that you're calling. How can folks get ahead of their breaker problems or electrical issues and danger in your home? It sounds very dangerous. What's the best way to reach out to you guys and make sure that they're getting their electrical panels checked?
Well, you can go to our website, johncflood.com, and you can call us. We're ready to help you. And it happens a lot. I mean, we heard horrible stories about people that their homes burnt down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a worst case scenario, but when you find out this electric panel was just outdated and it was tripped and it just kept on going and the wires overheated and disaster ensued.
Yeah, and it's completely avoidable. And we
100%.
have all the information on the bottom of your screen to reach out to Chris and his team at John C. Flood. Protect your home, protect your loved ones. Thank you so much,
And your
Chris.
animals.
And your animals, yes. All your little furry friends. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with more right after this.